suspects. And we begin tonight with hundreds of people detained in a series of immigration raids around Mississippi. Officials say 680 people were arrested at 7 food processing plants around the state, including in Canton, Bay Springs, Morton, Carthage, Pelahatchie, and Sebastopol. Take a look at these new images just into our newsroom. These come to us from the Associated Press, and you can see some of the detainees being led from their workplace in zip ties. You can also see some of them gathered before being led onto buses, and then finally people wave goodbye to the detainees as they're being taken away on those buses. We have more images from those raids on our website, WLBT.com.
Agents from Homeland Security Investigations launching the raids early this morning, asking those inside the food processing sites for documentation. Now, those without the right documents were detained and loaded onto buses at Pico Foods in Canton. ICE arrived around shift change time, and the premises were locked down until each employee could be checked.
Now, while we are a nation of immigrants, more than that, we are first and foremost a nation of laws. And the rule of law is the bedrock, the very foundation of our great country.
In a statement tonight, Pico Foods says its Canton and Bay Springs plants will resume normal daytime shift hours tomorrow. Now, those raids have separated a lot of families, and tonight a gym owner joins others in the Forest Morton community to help them out.
Well, they are providing emergency housing and shelter to children whose parents were detained earlier today. 3 on Your Side's Summer Tadlock is there covering this developing story.
The first thing I thought was, let's just open our doors and then we can watch the kids until everything figures itself out.
After 680 undocumented immigrants were detained through the state of Mississippi, the first thing that came to mind for Jordan Barnes, how can I help the kids being affected by today's raid?
We do a thing here where we like to bring in kids to kind of like a child boot camp. And our facility is so big here, I just knew that we could house a lot of kids at once. And I knew that we would have the volunteers here to be able to do it.
People started gathering at Clear Creek Boot Camp in Forest for food, water, and information on what to do moving forward.
The kids, should be the main priority. So if we all put the kids first and do what we can to help them to make this as less painful as possible for them.
Barnes says with a child of his own and another on the way, he felt called to take care of kids in need.
Just keeping the kids in mind is the biggest thing for me, and just a little emotional part of it for me.
Many people around the Forest community say Michael Bermudez is a heavily involved community member, known around the area for always pitching in for those in need.
It's important to come together. It shows the humanity part of the community.
Bermudez told me today is all about reminding the kids that they are not alone.
We as immigrants sometimes feel that we're not welcome, and this kind of stuff makes us feel welcome. Anything anybody needs, I'm here, Jordan's here, pastor, churches, community, volunteers are here for anything.
And that was Summer Tadlock reporting. And this just in tonight, the Mississippi Department of Child Protection Services is asking the public to call their hotline if you know of any child affected by today's ICE raid. CPS has licensed foster beds and emergency shelter for children. That number is on your screen.